The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
You know, we have Tom from Tampa on the phone. Hey, Tom. Good morning. It's bright and early now, huh?
Hey, Paige. Good. How you guys doing, Nico?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, your newsletter's outstanding, man. I'm telling you, man, it is outstanding. And so is the Primal Edge. I love that stuff. I'd never be without it. I mean, I've been on it now 3-4 months, man. I mean, it's just, I can't get over how good I feel.
Primal Edge is, people are raving about it. People who are trying it, they know because you can feel it.
Would not be without it.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico de Haan and Paige Clarke.
Well, good morning. I'm Paige Clarke, and welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more balanced, natural, wild world.
To recover our natural health and regain our rights and freedoms, and I'm Nico de Haan.
And what temperature is it?
It's 77 degrees, partly cloudy, and
in downtown
humid.
St. Petersburg, Florida. Hope you guys are having some nice fall weather, because we haven't gotten it yet. We got one day.
Yeah, but I hear next week it's going to drop into the 80s instead of the 90s.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to that.
And the following week after that, they got it slated to high 70s to nearly 80. So slowly but surely, we're getting there. So that's what it happens in October usually.
That's right. That's right. Hey, make sure you subscribe to our Health Signals newsletter. This is news you can use to stay healthy and live a more productive life. And we've got a great one to talk about the missing food group. Maybe you didn't even know there was such a thing. And we also have our Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It's powered by nature's miracle molecule, fulvic and humic acid. And you can use your Tiger discount dollars, and you can do this on TFNN.com.
Yep.
And if you have any questions for us on the show, give us a call at 1-877-927-6648. And so, Nico, last night I did a Women's Wellness Wednesday.
Oh, cool.
In Dunedin, at a little cute little restaurant called Serendipity. And we had a bunch of really great girls come out. Serendipity gave us some nice little snacks. And really the idea was just to get together. You know, we're coming into the holidays.
Yep.
And this is when I call it the stress ball starts.
Yeah.
And
especially the commercialism of everything. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of what we do, we live in this world, and everything's kind of propelling us in that direction that we have to do all this.
Well, it starts in September. The kids go back to school, you know. So.
Have you been in any stores lately? They already got all the Christmas stuff up.
I went to Sears, but it was closed.
Yeah, that's a sign.
Yeah.
Omnious sign, actually.
Yeah, probably
I think.
so. Yeah. In fact, I was talking to Tom about this the other day because Sears was the original Amazon, if you remember correctly.
Exactly. That's where we all got the wish book.
Yeah. So somebody in that group was looking at Amazon and saying, maybe we should do this, maybe not, and they decided not to. You know, this was the company that did all of that. In fact, they gave us life insurance. You could get your blood tests. Sears was the everyman store, which Amazon is today. So they just never caught up. They kind of fell behind, and that's what happened. And then they bought.
We call it. I saw a movie once. I'll get back to my story of what I was talking about, but it was called The Paradigm Shift or something. I can't remember. It was by a guy named Joel Barker, and it talked about how important it is to recognize a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect example. Sears did not. Another example is the Swiss watchmakers. They did not realize. They were actually the first to see quartz.
Right.
But they didn't. We don't need it. We're the world's watchmaker.
Right.
We don't need to pay attention. And what happened?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, of course, they still coveted to have the expensive Rolex.
True, but who got the huge part of the market
exactly,
share?
all those small little ones went down to, and now they're doing Fitbit and all this stuff.
Which really messes with you. I don't recommend those guys. I see a lot of people wearing them all the time. I'm really concerned about that.
I don't see the need because that takes you away from the real world. So while you're exercising, why not be in the real world? I mean, that's just my philosophy.
I'm with you, and I really like that. And that's kind of what, getting back to my talk last night, you know, and I had all the Purium Holistic Babe Squad there. So all the girls that really are trying to have a mission, the Million Mom movement with Purium, to try and help people make some changes and support their body. And we were all there. But I wanted to share, you know, some of the things like you and I talk about reconnecting with nature.
Yeah.
And I explained how important, you know, we're in the month of October as well, and everyone is aware that I call it the pink washing. We've got a lot of companies that are taking advantage of breast cancer awareness, and they're promoting their products which are actually part of the problem. That really gets my goat.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, well, that makes sense to me, sure. And I don't like the whole movement anyway, because I think we should just take care of things.
Well, I think that unfortunately, with all good intentions, or the people that feel that organization is benefiting them, that the reality is it's not, and that's unfortunate. But I am interested in sharing breast health awareness, breast health, and things that can kind of keep you empowered. So. I posted a picture on Facebook. I don't know if you saw it a couple weeks ago of a woman.
Looked at Facebook.
Yeah. Well, and Jack had posted it. It was a woman who, she was leaned back with her mouth hanging open like a big eye, and she was obviously topless.
I've seen the picture, though. I know when she was.
Yeah, she's topless, and as Jack says, nature's vaccine for breast cancer.
Yeah.
And it's really, like he likes to be in your face. It's in your face. A lot of our healing tools are right in front of our face.
Yeah.
That we're in them, and we're ignoring them, and we're not incorporating them.
Well, it's not so much ignoring them. I think, yeah, in a sense we're ignoring them, but we probably don't even realize they're there.
Well, we don't realize it, and then when we do realize it, we don't say we have the time for it.
That's a big problem, for sure.
And Jack has a lot of really cool posts right now that really kind of hit at that point. Look, I'm trying to tell you, I'm not trying to sell you a lotion or a potion. I'm trying to tell you what you can do yourself, and you just have to make it work into your life. But I wanted to share, if we got a few minutes,
sure.
When I was kind of getting up to date, there was a commenter on one of his more recent posts, and her name was Annie. And you know how you and I often share with people what a day in the life is for you and what you eat, and people like to know. They're trying to figure out, okay, if I need to change my lifestyle, what does it look like?
Yeah.
And I thought I would share this woman, Annie, who, is just really very thankful to what she's learned from Jack Kruse. And you and I can share reading this a little bit.
Sure.
I'll do my best with my
crazy. The thing about what you said is, you're doing something different, but you miss what you used to have, in a sense, because a lot of the things that we do are comfort things. We have our comfort food, we have our little comfort programs that we watch. It might be a book or stuff like that. So when we want to change our diet, we have a lot of comfort things that we have to get out of there, because those are our go-tos. We're not feeling good. We use food other than just sustainability. We use it as an emotional crutch, in a sense, a lot of times. I'll do this because I'm feeling this way. We tie it to our emotions, in a sense.
True.
Which our ancestors, I don't think, ever did that way. Not from that.
And my whole point is that I think what you hear here, food is a part of it, but it's really the bigger picture of what we're doing, how we're being in nature, and how we're utilizing nature to program ourselves to have the right circadian rhythm with nature. And that was my big message last night.
And what modern living seems to be doing is disrupting all those rhythms.
Well, how many people get up in the morning and they just they have their routine, they get into the shower, they do their things, they check their phone, they engage with technology, they have their breakfast or coffee, they get in the car, they go into a fluorescent lit building, no interaction with nature at all. So, this first session went by. We're going to take a short break, and then I want to share with you, what does a day in the life look like of a mitochondriac, a Jack Kruse trained black swan that's trying to incorporate a re-engagement with nature.
Sounds interesting.
Stay with us,
folks. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
So welcome back. So we're going to go through this, and this is a comment by one of Jack Cruz's followers.
Yeah.
And of course, if you've been following the show, Jack Cruz is a big proponent of the sun and using natural ways of getting us healthy. So
exactly, about just really getting engaged with nature.
Yeah.
So this commenter, Annie, says, I haven't missed a single sunset since I unearthed the information the day before I turned 55 on September 2nd. Hey, girl, we're about the same age. My husband is an early and eager adapter of the mitochondrial way, so we eat dinner before 4 p.m.
Nice.
We wear our blue blockers to protect from the headlights, the street lights, and porch lights, which seem to come on obscenely early for our barefoot evening walk to the top of our neighborhood hill to take in the sunset.
Yeah, we religiously flip off our circuit breakers immediately after daylight fades. Illustrate our nightly routine. Illuminating, excuse me, our nightly routine with beeswax, then blow out the candles and hold hands in the dark until our eyelids won't stay open any longer.
We sleep in a pitch dark room and get back up 10 minutes before the next day's sunrise. Magically, without an alarm, we head out naked to the backyard where we make like the Sphinx for about 45 minutes. That means facing east with all four paws on the ground, right? And then we eat a button of seafood, eggs, bacon, and shallots, garlic, herbs from the garden, and cartons of mushroom in butter for breakfast. No lunch required.
Yeah, we do our work on wired computers with blue light blocking screen filters. Me naked in the backyard, him in shorts in front of an open window.
I can
paint a picture for sure.
She really painted a picture. I use a landline for phone calls exclusively. He uses an air tube headset on a cell phone filtered for blue light and several feet away from his body.
Now, sometime around 3 p.m., we meet up again in the garden for more seafood or lamb or some other fatty animal goodness, supplemented with whatever produce looks great at the farmer's market.
He has a glass of wine. I drink mineral water with lime, and yum, we earth at the water's edge and swim and sail in the Pacific on weekends. Rinse and repeat. And she makes the comment, I know that San Diego equals Qualcomm equals 5G, but here's my 6-week report.
All right.
This is impressive.
Yeah.
The insomnia, the sleep apnea, the hot flashes, the peripheral neuropathy, the tummy bloating, abdominal weight gain, acid reflux, and almost suicidal depression that has plagued me since I entered menopause 4 years ago has, for all intents and purposes, retreated into the shadow of a memory. Laugh out loud, my husband comments daily that I've got my sexy back. I no longer preach the ancestral cuisine gospel, the endeavor of which constituted a 10-year career, and instead, unapologetically and probably too enthusiastically, insist that my former foodie students follow me over to the light if they want to stay connected.
Yeah, I pray without ceasing for my 4 previous blue light.
Precious blue light toxic sons.
Yeah, I can't even read this.
I know, it's small print.
Yeah, it's, but have taken to heart Dr. Cruz and the mission, and to create distance for the sake of my own longevity.
So she's really saying that Jack has said, look, if you can't exhaust yourself trying to bring people into the light. Your family, your kids, if they're going to be addicted to this stuff and not put the precautions in, you need to save your own self. This is powerful,
And
guys.
also, this is a way of leading by example. You know,
Exactly,
that's a
and
much more
that's
powerful way.
that's a great way to be a teacher, right?
Yeah.
And she says, to say I'm grateful to Dr. Cruz and to all of you beautiful black swans feels like damning with fake praise. Your outreach didn't just change my life. I sincerely believe it saved my life. And I apologize for waxing verbosely, but thank you 1,000 times over, and I promise to pay it forward. And I wanted to share that because she is obviously somewhere in the holistic world, because she said, I mean, you see what she said, I no longer preach the ancestral cuisine gospel. Now, that's why I'm trying to say, guys, love the food, but I don't want to argue with you. It doesn't really matter what food you eat if you don't fix your environment, if you don't get some engagement with nature.
And the food is hugely important, but you're right. If you don't fix the other things, it matters little.
Exactly. And I want to give you a little Jack
but I think
premise.
it works the other way too. If you're just doing the light stuff and eating crappy, it's not going to work either. So you have to jump.
Well, Jack will argue with you about that.
Well, I know.
He'll tell you that's why there's some people in cultures. But this is the point. It's a quantum thing. And really, he's teaching and bringing quantum biology into
But you're not going to do one without the other, because it's a pathway of thought. It's a direction that you're going for health. So you're not going to make any concessions. You know, if you really want to be healthy at the age of 70, 80, 90 and have a really great life from then on, you're not going to make those concessions saying, well, I can still do this.
Yeah.
You know, why would you?
It's a full-time job following Jack Cruz. He's prolific on, and quite frankly, there's a lot of people that get offended because he's very opinionated. Yeah. He's got a very strong head like bull. But you know,
see, I think the intention for him saying it.
He's got a huge heart. A huge heart.
But also the intention about the food. It's not that you eat crappy food and you can still be healthy by following his regime. It's that other regime is so important. That's the point he's making. Because I know Jack Cruz eats very well.
He does, but he'll tell you that you know, he didn't really diet when he lost a great deal of his weight initially. He changed his light environment. Yeah. And, you know, as a neurosurgeon, I mean, this guy has a few brain cells to rub together, folks. I mean, he was a dentist first, so he's a medical doctor, dentist, a dentist, and then he became a neurosurgeon. I mean, you know, he researches, and he wants people, as he says, to get skin in the game. And what does that mean? That means read for yourself. Don't just take his word for it, but his website, jackcruz.com. Start there. Go to the forums. Follow him on Facebook. Get into some of the groups that he's posting in. And you know, he doesn't sugarcoat it. He doesn't candy coat it. He doesn't make it necessarily easy to follow, because it really isn't. The newest, I mean, the science is showing that there's a tremendous amount of research going on about the impact of light. And as I've always said, the reason we eat, for example, fruits and vegetables, is their pigment. I always say the power is in the pigment. Well, what is pigment? Pigment is spectrums of light.
Certainly is.
And if we get out in the sun has the power and the intelligence to know how to modulate different methylation pathways, different ways that the balance between critical fat-soluble nutrients like vitamin A and D, and this is just crucial. So
So this really helps your body kind of normalize. And being able to handle whatever you put into your body.
It is the true primal lifestyle.
Yeah, and so if you're eating something that's not good for you, your body is able to, know what to do with it. Yeah, there's some nutrients in here, I'll take that, but the rest of it ain't that good, I'll wash it through.
Well,
so your body knows what to do, but if you're eating and you're doing things in our modern world, like if you're living in New York or Chicago or something like that, and you're in buildings all the time,
and you're eating at 10 o'clock at night, and you're sending the wrong signal, and that was really what my message was: is being engaged in nature, because nature has a rhythm, nature has a clock, and nature wants you to get on in the beat with her. Get in the vibe with her. And many of these hormonal diseases that they're pinkwashing us about, really what we need to do is follow the circadian rhythm so that we get the right light cycles. So we're going to take a short break, follow Jack Cruz, and learn what it really means to connect with nature and live primally. We're going to take a short break, pick up our Health Signals newsletter. We'll be right back.
Would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And welcome back. So we're talking a little bit about reconnecting with nature and how that is our best assurance that we're going to stay healthy.
Right.
But listen to these statistics. In 2016, an estimated 1 million people died of HIV/AIDS, 445,000 people died of malaria, and 1.7 million people died of tuberculosis. And nearly 18 million people die of heart disease, and more than 3/4 of those deaths occur in the developing world. So if you ask someone to list the most lethal global health problems facing the world today, something as mundane as heart disease doesn't typically top the list, Nico. Yet there it sits, responsible for 1/3 of all deaths worldwide.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that in poorer countries, these deaths are happening earlier and earlier, where this used to happen to the rich and wealthy people in the old days because they were the ones that had the means to overeat and to have a lifestyle that's pretty lavish.
No, they weren't working in the fields. They weren't getting up in the morning to work and walking on the ground, right?
Yeah, so a lot of things were happening with the rich people in the 1800s, 19th century, and when...
It's called consumption.
Yeah, exactly. It was called consumption, and that's exactly what it was. It was the consuming too many things. And now the poor are getting this because of the type of food that they're...
Well, we're shipping our crappy Frankenfood all over the world.
Right.
And
these are the starvation foods that we send people when they're in trouble, too. But it's actually the same food. It's just dressed a little different. When a disaster strikes, we'll throw those bags of rice and wheat and everything at the people. But if you're going to McDonald's, you're getting those same things, except now it's being dressed up in a nice Ronald McDonald package or Burger King or anything.
Well, let's think about these people in poor countries, Nico. They probably used to use the lards and natural fats.
Yeah.
And now they're getting sent like Crisco and these rancid vegetable fats.
Yeah, and what happened, remember we had talked maybe a few years ago about Coca-Cola going into Mexico, into those things, and giving out, they made a deal with the government, we'll put vending machines in for Coca-Cola and have you free Coke for all the children for a year.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And the problem is only projected to get worse, Nico. In Africa, deaths from chronic disease, almost half of which come from heart disease, are forecasted to increase by 1/3 in less than a decade. I do want you to notice that this was somehow or another, there was an ad published by the Rockefeller Foundation, which we know they're very much a part of population reduction. So
they're part of making America what they want, for sure, and the whole Western world.
You know, so heart disease, which is still thought of as a lifestyle disease of wealthy Americans who are eating more, exercising less, and living longer, is now very much a disease of the world's poorest. Yeah. So I do believe that the infiltration of our poor people's traditional diets and lifestyle, again, did you see I said and lifestyle? You know, waking up, is bringing this disease into this this group. And getting the problem under control is going to be hard because...
I disagree with that. It's not that hard. You just stop the advertising of the crappy food.
Well, I mean, we know it's not hard, but it's going to be hard because these forces, such as the Rockefeller, that's not part of their goal.
And to remind people, the Rockefellers are the huge conglomerate of people that have a lot of money and like to influence elections and everything. And one of the main thing I remember is during the 60s, I remember Rockefeller saying to one of the reporters saying, yes, I'm really putting a lot of money into it. And so they were digging out why. He says, well, he says, as soon as I get the women out of the house, then I have more control over the children because now they have to go someplace else instead of home. So, and now we can reduce the salaries of people, and we have many more people. You know, we're solving our unemployment problem here. Now the women are coming in.
And the destruction of the family was for their end, the means to their end, and the Rockefeller Foundation is also the same group that sponsored the Flexner Report. And if you remember, what's the Flexner Report? That's where they went to all the colleges and universities and they tried to figure out what do we need to do to make sure that we train the doctors to use pharmaceutical drugs instead of natural medicine. Wow. And there were 500 medical schools in the U.S. that were based on naturopathy and natural means, homeopathics, herbs,
so this is why a lot of
and now we got the pharmaceutical. They unfunded all the schools.
A lot of these things like the Rockefeller Corporation or the foundations, and these are mainly foundations, they throw a lot of money at a lot of things, and some of them are good. No doubt about it. But they do throw a lot at these type of things because this is what their agenda is. They want these things because it's good business.
Yeah. You know, it's actually true, but perceptions of what killed poor people around the world have been slow to change. So many of us think it's just the infectious diseases, the malaria and the HIV and so forth. But the nature of global disease is changing fast, and it's changing in the poor countries. And so the power of heart disease to be a population eradicator is obviously way up there. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Because what really makes heart disease so deadly? It's technically a subset of cardiovascular disease. You know, it's a bigger system. Mm-hmm. The heart is a part of the cardiovascular system, but the two are often used interchangeably to refer to a handful of conditions that affect the system. You know?
Yeah, the heart, lung, the whole.
Yeah, the deadliest part of it is narrowed or blocked blood vessels or arteries that can lead to the heart attack or stroke, and that's what creates most of the global deaths from heart disease. And heart disease can actually be very treatable and, more importantly, preventable if it's caught early.
Yeah, it can be prevented and even reversed with the lifestyle changes like the food and, you know, of course,
quitting smoking.
Yeah, less sugar, consuming maybe less alcohol.
Having more activity, but we're going to again say, what are the impacts if the heart is an electromagnetic organ, like the brain, and we actually know the heart has a bigger magnetic field than the brain, then what do you think this technology that we're swimming in every day, whether you're at home or you're outside because everyone else is with, what do you think that's doing to our electromagnetic equipment?
Slowly but surely degrading it.
Mm-hmm. So
once health insurance advances, things get more complicated and expensive. And although this is treatable with procedures, and these procedures are very expensive, if you don't have health insurance, you're screwed for sure, because you're talking about 20 to 100,000, even more money than the average low-income person can even think about.
I have to just make a point. I believe there was a book out by a very controversial doctor called Bypassing Bypass, okay? And he makes a really good point. You know, they talk about here, although it's still treatable with procedures like stent insertions, folks, if you have a clog in one little spot, you have clogs everywhere. It's better off to do a chelation or a breaking up of things in a very gentle way than to go in invasively and put a stent in when there's probably a million other places.
Yeah, but if you're in the emergency room, then you don't have time for the chelation anymore. Now you have to get some drastic
Yeah, it's important to be aware of what's going on early on.
Exactly.
The calcium test, the CAC,
they don't do that unless you ask for it, I don't think.
It's only $120. I mean, everybody should just ask for it. This is the thing. We should not wait for our doctors to do what we want. I mean, they're advertising their toxic pharmaceuticals to us on every commercial. It's called brainwashing. You know, so they want us to say, ask your doctor about this. Well, you need to go and ask your doctor, I want a test that will give me an idea of what my true risk is for heart disease, and that's the calcium arterial score. I mean, you don't wait for your doctor to tell you what to do. So many people say, my doctor didn't order vitamin D. I'm like, ask for it. You tell him you want a vitamin D.
Take control of your life, folks.
Take control of your health. We'll be right back after this break.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
So while we're at it, what does it really mean to be in shape? And this is according to a fitness expert. And people often mean a lot of different things when they describe being in shape. To some, it's the ability to run far or lift heavy weights. Measurements of body fat are involved, etc. But a key component of fitness includes perhaps your aerobic capacity, your muscular strength, body composition, your power and flexibility. And of course, as we train and get active, we can improve all of these. But Nico and I like to always give you a point and counterpoint. You know, there's still a lot of people. Is some of our fitness activities actually rather counterintuitive to living a primal lifestyle? They're rather contrived. In other words, we go in attached to technology. I go into the gym and almost everyone is like listening and watching their screen while they get on these electronic tools to work their muscles in a not intuitive way in their blue lit fluorescent lighted gyms. Maybe even they go at night when they shouldn't even be in that blue light. How healthy is that?
Well, it's the whole thing about modern exercise. First of all, the word exercise you kind of have to go back into, because exercise really was a preparation for war. The exercise yard.
Right, military, jumping jacks and so forth.
And we really didn't do a lot of exercise except work until maybe after the Second World War, maybe a little bit before that with, these people who started the aerobic stuff and just had little TV programs about it. And that's when we started to kind of say we have to do this,
I mean, think about it, Nico. You and I know that there was no heart. We talked about heart disease.
Right.
Okay, so there really was no heart disease of any consequence. The developer of the electrocardiograph went to Harvard and showed his device, and Harvard said, ha, you're kind of a goofball because you're never going to make any money. There's no such thing as heart disease.
Right.
This was at the turn of the century. Nobody had heart disease, folks.
Right.
What does that tell you? Also, prior to that, did we have LA Fitnesses everywhere? Did we have Gold's Gym? No.
It didn't even exist.
The point is, everybody they moved, they got up because that was part of their lifestyle.
Of course, we didn't have as many cars, walking everywhere, using bicycles and using other forms of transportation.
Let's take the Oriental people, the Qigong masters, the martial arts, the jiu-jitsu people. You know, a lot of, now jiu-jitsu is more intense, but many times the Tai Chi and this kind of breathing, these people are known to be the healthiest people in the world.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, you look at them and they're breathing or meditating. So what really constitutes health? Are we going overboard? I work with a lot of women who, I call them, they're like fitness addicts. I mean, and they're constantly getting on the treadmill or having to, they think they have to break a sweat to be a fitness person, and they can't lose weight. Because they're staying in a high cortisol
don't look like
state.
they're enjoying it either. I have a lady that comes by every single day. She's real thin. Looks like she's in her 70s or 80s. Very, very tanned and wrinkled.
Oh, I've seen her for years.
Yeah, and she has little weights, and she's marching like this, and it doesn't look like she's enjoying it.
And she's got a lot of, and I know who this lady is. I've seen her for years too.
Yeah.
She she's like that when you and I used to show the picture of the sprinter versus the marathon runner.
Right.
She's doing this in this kind of aerobic thing. She's stuck in the 70s or 80s.
She looks like the marathon runner.
Yeah, so she has lost her muscle, and she looks like skin and bones. Yeah. She's thin, but it's all shaky. Yeah, I know. But getting back to the exercise.
Well, there's several different things that you can go into. I of course, always go back to living a primal lifestyle and what does it mean to be in shape. For a primitive guy living in a tribe, it would be maybe the ability to get food.
Ability to hang from a tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Jump up on a stump to reach a branch.
To impress the girls, to impress the guys. You know, we do things because we need to do them. That's the way human beings are built. In jiu-jitsu, being in shape means you can fight for 10 minutes. And a normal person can fight for 20 or 30 seconds.
Right.
Because it's exhausting and you're under high stress. So if you can fight for 10 minutes, we say you're in pretty good shape. You can do it because you can hang in there. It doesn't matter if you're winning or not. If you can fight for 10 minutes, you're doing
Speaking of fighting, how much of that is that intense cortisol, you know, because you're under, see, I don't think jiu-jitsu would be good for me because I struggle with trying to get my cortisol to not be hyper elevated.
When you start becoming a black belt, you learn how to be very calm in fighting.
And you're probably going into more of those mindful things.
Well, what you're doing is really kind of like a dance. You're not really, I mean, the idea of jiu-jitsu is holding off a person so they get tired, and then we can do our magic. So that's really the thing. We make the other person exhaust. After 30 seconds or a minute or two, they're so exhausted that we can do anything to them. And then we put a choke in or, you know, break an arm or something like that. That's the way it works. So that's how we say it's in shape. Today in America, we say you're in shape if maybe if your numbers are a certain way.
Yeah, but I think, again, it creates this competitive, like we have to measure things. It brings me back, I think of so much of how you incorporate playful stretching and
well, I think it's important mainly because, you know, everything changes when you're in your 30s and you're all of a sudden realizing, well, I'm getting a gut and I don't feel that great and now I better exercise. Before that time, you don't think about exercise because what you were doing was playing.
You know, Dr. Eric Berg, I love him. I subscribe to him because he always has these like 5-minute videos every day, like clockwork. And he was outside in his yard. It made me think of you. And he was in his yard, and he has a big stump, and he does his lunge, and he jumps up on his stump, and he jumps down. I mean, and he's using nature, so he's outdoors, he's grounded. He's getting that great glute and hamstring and quadricep exercise. He's getting that burst training.
And these are things that we did as kids for fun.
And I say, I say that's how we measure our fitness.
Sure.
So, because this article, which was in something Business Insider, how to know you're in shape, it has all these measurements, whether it's cardiovascular. Go have fun. Go play. Go be outdoors. Don't pressure yourself. Enjoy your time, like you said. Let's not look like we're doing something because we're trying to lose. And that's what I see with a lot of women or men that are doing I call it static cardio, is they look stressed, and they're not going to lose it. And I mean, I'm speaking from personal experience.
And it's important to be happy with who you are. I think we were watching The Voice the other day, and my wife mentioned, you know, this girl was singing. She says, well, she's not ashamed to wear whatever, you know. And she's a little heavy, you know. She was wearing tight clothing. Yeah, she was relaxed, and she wasn't worried about how she looked. This is who I am. And she was happy with it, and she was a great singer.
And that makes me happy when I see people who...
So there are always both sides of the coin. Well, what a poor dresser. Well, those are standards that have nothing to do with health or happiness or anything like that. This girl was happy in who she was, and she was showing that, and that's the side of it that I got. And I think that's the most important thing is, you know, getting activities that you're really passionate about it so you can keep doing them and you don't feel like they're work. You know, we schedule in our aerobic conditioning and our strength training like and it's a big appointment or something like that, and it is. But it should naturally be something that we want to do.
I agree.
Like you said, wake up with the sun, and you're traveling east for a while, and maybe you're naked, maybe you're not. But this is a beautiful thing. You go out and you do what you need to do. So you know this is part of your mind and body health.
And again, it's... you know, we look out on the world with our eyes, and we think of our eyes as cameras, but they're clocks. So by being in nature, nature is sending you the time of day so that you secrete the right hormones at the right time, and that's going to help you get in shape.
That's true.
We're going to take a short break, pick up the Health Signals newsletter and some Primal Edge. We'll be right back.
Stick around, folks.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN has put together the best lineup of live content for traders by traders every market day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected minds in the business. TFNN broadcasts 5 days a week live from 8:30 a.m. till 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Every morning at 8:30 a.m., Jason Paff starts things off with his program, The Morning Market Kickoff. At 9 a.m., Larry Pezzamento breaks down the market for the opening bell with Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom and Tommy O'Brien host the Bull Bear Nadex Options Hour, followed at 11 a.m. by the team at TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim with Fast Market. Basil Chapman hosts the Tiger Technicians Hour at noon, Steve Rhodes at 1 p.m. with the Trader's Edge, Dave White at 2 p.m. with the Power Trading Hour, and Tom O'Brien anchors the daily lineup from 3 till 5 as host of The Tom O'Brien Show. Tune in to TFNN's Tiger TV on your computer or mobile device, and you can always find us streaming on YouTube. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Welcome back to the show. So we're going on to the subject about dry brushing, which I just started doing maybe about a year ago, and I don't do it real regularly, but I have one in my shower where I do my sauna.
And you know what? This is a great thing, Nico, because we're always about sharing ideas with you guys that you can do that are free or very low cost. And
brushing,
you and I were talking, why not get up, see your sunrise, be like the Sphinx, get a towel, put it on the ground, and use that as your time to dry brush. You know, when you mentioned you have it in your sauna, the idea of dry brushing is to be dry. You don't really want to be sweaty and wet.
Right, I do it before when I get in, I do it right away.
Right away, so that your skin is, it stimulates the blood, the capillaries, to bring blood to the surface.
Right. It helps in repair and rejuvenation of the skin.
And I think it would be a really good, habit to get into before you get your morning sun, because we're going to get that infrared sun. Remember what I told you that I learned from Jack?
The video here so you can just see.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, and this guy is showing you how you work up from the feet and the legs, and that's because you're bringing back circulation to the lymph. Remember, our lymph does not have a pump, so it's this movement of that brushing that is actually stimulating your lymphatic flow.
Yeah, and he's going towards the heart. Notice that.
Correct. It's the heart, but actually the main lymphatic channels are very near, below the heart and in the belly. And so by doing all of this, if we actually begin dry brushing before we get our morning sun, and the morning sun is when we get the infrared light and the UVA, which Jack will explain. That's the sun that helps build up the solar callus. You actually get protected from burning so that you tan better by getting that sunrise and just after sunrise sun. The other thing it does is it stimulates nitric oxide. The sunlight does. The morning sun brings the capillaries to the surface. Well, if we're also dry brushing, we're really getting that circulation.
Yeah. And just imagine if we're living in a world where we're not living in buildings and we rise with the sun, and actually we're naked or semi-naked, and we get that sunrise. And it's just a much more spiritual, wonderful way to look at life.
I crave it. I don't know about you guys. I really do crave it. You know, getting things a little more simple. I know we live in a world that's technology-driven, but find those simple ways to reconnect with nature, because your health will benefit from it. Have a great day.
Thanks for sticking around. Take care, bye.
Jason Path has just launched his weekly newsletter, The Quantitative Edge, available only at TFNN.com. Right now, you can sign up for Jason's outstanding weekly report, including midweek updates whenever warranted, with a 30-day money-back guarantee included, so you have nothing to risk. Jason develops his trade recommendations by creating an ensemble of predictive and mathematical models trained on data by leveraging a variety of techniques, including market-based computer simulations. Jason then combines these sophisticated predictive and analytical models with deeply researched macro outlooks to identify opportunities in a number of different markets for traders to act on. Whether you're looking to trade futures, equities, commodities like crude oil and gold, forex, or cryptos, Jason covers it all. Sign up for Jason Path's weekly trading newsletter right now by visiting the front page of TFNN.com, and you'll find the Quantitative Edge under the Newsletters tab. TFNN.com, educating investors.